Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. 8 o'clock on the start of a Wednesday. Glad you're with us.
Did you want to share with everyone what we were just doing?
A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Once again, you're doing the women's part, and I'm doing
Go
the men's
figure.
part. It's supposed to be me doing that.
Glad you're with us to start the
I
day.
was telling Ed how yesterday I was entertaining Logan with the songs from Aladdin, and I was expecting Paul to sing the duet with me and be the male part, and he's like, I don't know these words.
The male part is not fun.
It's easier for me to sing though. It's so deep. But anyways, the baby was very entertained as I performed both roles.
I'm sure he was.
Paul, not so much.
Glad you're with us. We're in our downstairs studio. We are expecting our special guest to arrive soon. We're talking Black History Month here. And we've got a special tonight airing at 5:30. Sharing the voices of the Black community in Buffalo, explaining and showcasing exactly why Buffalo's Black history is everyday history here in Western New York.
And so there's a lot of like really interesting cultural stories. And then there's a lot of history too, which are, it's both part of this special that we have. But the history, when you think about it too, when you think about the role that Buffalo and parts of Western New York too, not just the city, but played in the Underground Railroad and getting people to Canada and getting people up north. And it's just, and there are these places are still here that can show you this incredible.
There's that church in downtown Buffalo.
With the behind, like the thing in the cupboard, and people like, we just had it on last week, maybe?
Yeah, it was amazing.
And people were like, it was the bottom part of almost like a cupboard, right? And like people would hide it. And like when you just think about what people went through, it just blows your mind.
It is almost reminiscent to, well, and obviously this was prior to the Holocaust, but the idea that, like even like Anne Frank, was hiding out in certain places, or that, some Germans would hide the Jews. It's really just, it's incredible what people in our history have gone through.
And then you have to kind of look at, when you think about those like horrific things that happened, you have to look at what people did for each other.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, it's the
humanity.
It's too much.
Right?
Yeah, it's too heavy. I mean, it is too heavy as it is, but like you have to look at the, and just like the history behind all of it is just so amazing. So, have you been to Anne Frank's house?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah.
And how was it?
Unbelievable.
I'm sure.
And it's like just crazy to think that how many, because there was a number of people who lived there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
the whole family.
Yeah.
I have been to, so when I was in Germany, gosh, I don't remember how long ago this was. This must have been right before the pandemic, I guess, in 2019. It had to have been.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a concentration camp in Germany, in Dachau. I mean, it was incredible.
It's just like, it's like when you see here, like when you're looking at, so you have to go and see who did that story last week. I'm trying to remember.
I honestly
don't
know.
Who did it either, but it's on our website right now. And if you go look at the space where people had to hide their body, and I mean physically, like hide themselves. And obviously, like you're at this point, it's like beyond, oh, I'm claustrophobic. Oh, I don't like to be. It's like you do what you have to survive. And it was it's so crazy.
It showcases the human spirit, right?
Yeah.
And the will to survive and overcome adversity. Jeanette, it's unbelievable. It's silent when you walk through Anne Frank's house. It's so moving.
Look at Noreen's comment here. Her brother-in-law's house in Orchard Park used for the Underground Railroad.
Wow. Okay, so Kent, who's going to join us in a little while, has direct ties to the Underground Railroad, in that his distant relative is Harriet Tubman.
So amazing.
So we'll chat with him.
Do you know the other thing too is when you think about that, okay, distant relative, but it also makes you realize it really wasn't that long ago.
Right.
I mean, it was,
right.
But
it's incredible.
Yes.
Jeanette says they have Anne's bedroom, her collection of letters, photos, the things she saved. I mean, I can't even imagine. It's just, there's so much history. Yeah. Peter wondering, where is Anne Frank's house?
It is in Amsterdam.
When were you there?
Before I was here.
Okay, so it's at least 10 years ago.
Yeah. Because remember my mom and I went to Ireland?
Oh, yeah.
And before that, I think it was a couple years before that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We should point out that this morning's weather is a little bit nasty. And when you look outside, 2006, your mom says.
2006. Thanks, Mom.
When you look
It was
outside,
a few years before that.
Yeah, hello.
Not that long. We came here in 2014.
Katie. That's a long time.
8 years.
Sarah, good morning. Happy International Cochlear Implant Day. Howard says several homes in the Barker, Somerset area were also used as stopovers for the Underground Railroad. That's so cool. All right, let's talk about the weather outside really quick.
You hear a lot about areas in Williamsville too. It's so cool. So let us know if you know more than we do too, because I've heard of some spots and seen some spots, but haven't. You just always learn different things.
Let's take the weather computer. I want to show you the forecast here, the 7-day forecast, and give you some perspective. Look at Thursday and Friday.
Look at Friday and Saturday.
Okay, but then look at Saturday to Sunday.
Right.
Okay, so
let's focus on let's focus on Friday, Saturday. Friday you're going to see people in shorts.
No doubt. And outside, I mean, it's so interesting to me that when Buffalo has these kinds of temperatures, you're bookended. I'm sorry, the city kind of comes to life when there are no clouds, no flakes.
Partly cloud, right? You're like, put my sunglasses on and get me outside. I took the dog for a little walk yesterday. And God bless him, he wanted to take like a far walk. And I'm like, honey, I know you want to do this. It's really cold. It's cold.
I know.
It was like, feels like, it was sunny, but feels like, It
was very, very cold. I mean, I let Gladys out. I think Gladys realizes finally that the quicker she goes to the bathroom, the faster we can get inside. Because she will spend all day just sniffing around and doing her thing. Diane, good morning. So over the cold, bring on the warm weather. No. I'm right there with you.
I feel like this will be a nice little break. You want to know why? Because we get it for 2 full days.
Sure, absolutely.
You just need like that little minute.
It's almost like a little tease though, because then we go right back down to the 20s and we're just, like Diane said, kind of just over it.
I know. Connie's mentioning they're supposed to go to baseball practice. So I think she's in Florida now. And wait, I just want to look up what the temperatures in Florida are right now.
Well, we were looking yesterday.
Right now on the East Coast, it's 46.
Jeez. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
But it goes up to 72 today, and then you get back into the like low 80s.
Okay, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
When you're talking about weather, when you're talking about the South especially, you want to escape there right now.
Yep.
To be done with physical temperatures.
Yes.
Briefly, when we talk about the infrastructure, and I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit, we heard from Buffalo lawmakers about how they're planning to spend $40 million of state money for road repair, paving, road expansion, potentially sewer grates, storm drains, all of that stuff.
Many things that we know we've had issues with.
Exactly. The Department of Public Works told Buffalo lawmakers yesterday that money that has seemingly been unused is earmarked for contracts. The reason why the city has such a problem right now is because it has rolled over. And the city says that previous administrations, we're talking the mayor's office, previous administrations have said that this money was not used prior to.
Right.
So
it was sitting there. We don't lose it. It still exists. It can still be earmarked for different things. But the point is it hasn't been used. And if you're not using it, you're not getting more.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
It just rolls over.
Yeah.
Well, Leah Halton Pope yesterday, who's the Buffalo Common Council Majority Leader, had...
That has already been earmarked.
That bite, here's what she had to say.
That it has already been earmarked, that it's been encumbered. It just comes down to language. We've asked as council members to have a list of all the projects for each of those budgeted lines. But basically my ask was very clear. When we speak to you all, to be as clear as we possibly can, because if the information is misunderstood or articulated accurately, then that's the information that goes out to our constituents. And bad information always travels faster than good.
Okay, so I don't know if we're politely throwing shade or if we're just saying what we're saying here on its surface level. But it seems like there's a disconnect between what the mayor's office is saying and what Common Council lawmakers are hearing.
So she's hearing this money's earmarked for projects.
Correct. The mayor's office explicitly told me, and I just want to pull up the story, which, by the way, you can see right now on WKBW.com, is that the biggest issue here is that the money has been unspent in years past, thereby causing it to roll over, and that the issue was that Buffalo had the highest amount of unspent road repair funding of any municipality in New York outside of New York City.
So is there an avenue in which both things could be true? There might be, if they have now earmarked this funding
Right.
quickly. They had it in the past, now they've identified and they've earmarked it. So potentially.
Yeah, it could be a matter of semantics. It
Yeah.
could be a matter of, the truth of that prior administrations didn't use this money where
Right.
it could have been used.
And now we're putting it X, Y, and Z places.
Exactly. So it all really has to, at some point, come out in the wash when the money is used, period.
Yes.
So as Nolan Skipper, who's the city's DPW commissioner, said, that money is earmarked. But I think the city's point is that
It wasn't in the past.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you can read that full story right now on WKBW.com. Mark says it takes too long to design these projects. And then Julie says he was pretty clear.
Well, and maybe Mark is maybe, that's part of it.
Right.
But
why are we talking about Taylor? Oh, Howard says, if Buffalo does not know what to do with the money, please send a little chunk. I can put it to good use.
yeah, no, I think Paula is saying she's going to miss her.
Oh, I know.
I know.
We're
We are
too.
too. Oh, we
We're
are
going to
too.
chat with her on Friday. Jamal's going to put a link to my story in the comments here so that you can read all of that for yourself and hear what the council member has to say and what the mayor's office is telling me. So by all means, check that out for yourself. And would love your feedback. Would love to hear what you have to say so that we can share your voice. All right, let's bring in our friend Kent, who's here with us this morning.
We're going to move to our 3-shot for our director, who is so kind to be there for Second Cup.
We appreciate you.
You're coming in right next to Ed over here.
Hi, Kent.
Good morning, Kent.
Hello.
Everyone, let us know if you can hear Kent. Okay, his mic's on. He's all good. Okay.
Is it-
How are you?
Fine. How are
It's
you?
nice to
Hi.
see you.
How
Thanks
are
for
ya?
coming in.
Good to see you. We'll just reach across it. Shove.
Fine, it's Okay, so Kent is on. Kent's from Mental Health Associates, and
Cool jacket.
Thank you.
We just say what we think on this show. Yeah.
we have a community advisory board here at Channel 7. And what's really cool about the community advisory board is that we get people together from all different nonprofits, all different organizations, all different backgrounds, beliefs, whatever, to kind of come together and discuss what each organization is doing and how we at 7 News can really help amplify those voices. So on this meeting, we were talking about Black History Month, and Kent just kind of had a sidebar for a second on the meeting and talked about his connection to Black history in the city of Buffalo. And I was like, Kent, you need to come on a second cup so we can talk about
Okay,
this.
so Kent, tell us first a little bit about where you grew up, where you're from, and then give us that connection.
Okay. I am a native of Buffalo, a graduate of Hutch Tech High School. I left and went to college at Morehouse College
Yes.
in Atlanta, Georgia. Came back for grad school.
That's
at
an
Buff
HBCU,
State.
isn't it?
It is an HBCU. I have Black excellence running through my veins.
I
You
love
know?
this.
And where'd you do your grad work?
Buffalo State.
Oh, Buff State? Okay.
Public
just like-
Relations Management.
Okay, okay. And now give us that unbelievable connection.
So my great-grandfather's name was Harold Robinson.
Okay.
He was the first Black pharmacist in Western New York. His great-grandfather, whose name was John Henry Stewart Sr., he was born Robert Ross, was the older brother of Harriet Tubman.
So you have a direct link.
Yes. The
Harriet
way I like to
Tubman.
put it is I have sat on the lap of someone who has sat on the lap of Harriet Tubman. My great-grandfather was actually at her funeral.
Oh, that's so sweet when you think about it too, like the family connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about what that means to you, Kent. I mean, realistically, when you're talking about Harriet Tubman, we're talking about the Underground Railroad. We're talking about Buffalo's direct link
Deep
to
history.
all of this. Yeah. What does that mean for you?
So what's pretty interesting about it is I grew up always knowing this.
Yeah.
So it was always very normal to me. And I would get confused when people would get excited because it's just like we always knew. But the older I got, the more I got to understand just the type of importance and impact that it has, especially here in Buffalo, with this being one of the final stops on the Underground Railroad, and just all the different landmarks throughout. I'm actually a member of Bethel AME Church, which is the oldest Black congregation in Western New York. It actually outdates the city of Buffalo by 1 year.
Wow.
So my church is older than the city of Buffalo by 1 year. Its Vine Street location was actually a stop on the Underground Railroad. My grandmother, Arlene Olden, played a huge part in maintaining that legacy here in Western New York before she passed away. She's the one who had Michigan Avenue renamed Harriet Tubman Way. She's the one that got the historical markers set up at the Underground Railroad crossing at the river and at Michigan Street Baptist Church. And she always let us know, don't ever let anybody else tell your story. Because as soon as you do, you give them the power to change it to satisfy themselves.
It's like a whitewash.
So I grew up not wanting to share because, I was very shy. I didn't want anybody to look at me funny. But then the older I got, the more I came to see, I'm going to tell everybody because this is something to be celebrated. Black history is something that's usually framed in like pain without purpose. But, our sorrow comes with celebration.
I love that.
Okay, let's talk to you about the church. We were just talking about this.
Hold on, can we just answer Peter's question? Where is Buffalo AME Church?
Bethel AME Church is at the corner of Michigan and Ferry, right at the end of the African American Heritage Corridor, where the Freedom Wall is.
Yes. Okay, and so when we talk about the church too, that had this role in the Underground Railroad. And we have seen, it was inside that church, I think, where we were seeing, spaces where people would go to try to, when you see that, especially with your background, with your history, your family, what do you think? And why is it so important to preserve that, to show it to the future?
It takes a minute to take it in when you first see it for the first time, just to see exactly how compact and small, just to take it from a real world perspective, how compact and small these spaces were where they were hiding entire families. And like, I saw one space at the Michigan Street Baptist Church. I couldn't even fit, I'm 6'3".
I know, his kids.
I couldn't even fit in there, and they're hiding entire families there for however long they had to be there before they could move on to the next spot. So to just put yourself in that situation, if you even can, takes a whole lot to take in, but it also takes a lot out of you to just even think about. It is beyond important to amplify these stories because unfortunately we are living in a world where the powers that be are trying to rewrite history to satisfy their own egos, to take distractions off themselves. And we won't let it happen. We will not be silenced. We will not be destroyed. And we are going to tell our stories until the end of time. As my grandmother would say, as long as there's breath in my body, everybody's going to know who my aunt is and what she did. I'm going to do the same thing.
You're carrying out that legacy, which I think is so fascinating.
Literally pass the torch to me.
Your grandma sounds awesome.
I know.
Oh, she was a firecracker.
I'm sure it sounds like it.
I was going to say, she sounds like a real character.
She was
like,
a firecracker.
Let me ask you this. So obviously, I like the way you described it. You sat on the lap of somebody who sat on the lap
of Harriet Tubman, yes.
Yeah.
What are the stories that have been passed down from generation to generation? As Lori says, I'm in total awe. Thank you for sharing your legacy.
Yeah.
Thank you. They're normal family stories. I don't know what people learn in school these days anymore, but Aunt Harriet she didn't take any mess from anybody. Either you're coming or you're not. She was about this tall, I think 5'1". Is that 5'1"? I don't know.
Let me stand up.
Seriously.
She was short in stature, but gargantuan in presence and authority. And you did what she said she was going to do if you wanted to see the other side.
Yes.
Wow. Can you imagine being in that position and being hurried and scurried into an area that is safe and then making it to that other side?
Terrifying.
That's freedom. That's liberation.
But it's terrifying every step of the way.
Because you have no idea what is lurking around the
And you have to trust people too. And you didn't know, looking back and reading, people didn't know the people who are helping them. And you have to trust strangers. You have to trust humanity. We had asked people too to tell us if they knew of other places too along the Underground Railroad. It just makes me kind of think, so because Diane's saying Murphy's Peach Farm in Newfane was part. And it just, when you think about even just to shuffle somebody from Buffalo to Newfane, then think about how far
walking, no
actually
less.
extends. Yes, or like hitching a ride,
Right.
like secretly, like it's just unbelievable to think about. And all of the places that came together to make this happen, all the people who guided, it's just wow.
Kent, I wonder, what is your message, knowing your history, knowing your family's background? And here we are. I mean, we're on this is February 25th of day 25 of Black History Month. What do you want to tell people? Because, you know, I heard from Pam Pritchett, whose mother was killed in the 514 shooting, that we can't be Buffalo strong until we're Buffalo uncomfortable. And Buffalo's history is beautiful, but Buffalo's Black history is almost every day, it seems. What do you want people to know?
I agree with the words of Pam Pritchett. The strength comes out of the discomfort that no one ever wants to talk about or pay attention to. Nothing will change until people start getting uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And that is very necessary. But, you know, another part of it is we always think of Black History Month as celebrating all the names that we know from the past. But history is not just what happened yesterday. It's still happening today. It's going to happen tomorrow. We are living amongst Black history heavy hitters right here in Buffalo right now. We don't even know it because they don't do what they do for applause. They do it for the cause.
Like who? Name names. Sheila Brown is one of the people I'm thinking of.
Sheila Brown. Kendra Brim, she's a past president of the Buffalo Urban League Young Professionals. We have Thomas Buford. We have April Basket. Mm-hmm. You know, Buffalo is full of history makers and heavy hitters that I would say not so quietly do what they do because you have to make noise to get things done, but they do it because it's what's needed and not because they want anyone to clap for them. And there is actually something that they like drilled into us at Morehouse. It's a quote from Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays. He was the sixth president. He was actually the one responsible for bringing Martin Luther King Jr. to Morehouse College. And another little known Black history fact, I stayed in the same room that he did when I was at Morehouse my freshman year. So that was pretty interesting to learn. He said, in all that you do it so well that no one living, no one dead, and no one yet to be born will be able to do it better.
Say it again.
In all that you do it so well that no one living, no one dead, and no one yet to be born will be able to do it better. And it does not mean that you have to be better than everyone that you come across, but you are constantly trying to be better than who you were yesterday. And that is your own way of making your own history and leaving your own mark right here in this world.
I love that.
I have chills.
Rachel says you have to make noise to get things done. And Barbara says everyday people doing extraordinary things because every individual makes a difference.
Barbara's right there with me though. More goosebumps. Like that is profound. How do people think like that? Like where do you get this wisdom to say what I can't even comprehend. Yes.
It comes out of our own struggle.
Listening, I think, too, to other people.
I'm sorry?
Listening also, because I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, it gets your mind going. It really makes you start thinking about things that you didn't.
It's just paying attention to everything that no one sees, but also not being afraid to say the thing that everyone else is. So
let me ask you too, because as a parent, and you mentioned education too,
yes.
and what is happening in schools and what we're learning in schools. Let's talk schools, but then also let's talk, what do parents, any parent, Black, white, any race, what do we have to start teaching kids from the very beginning? Because I'd love to hear that as a parent of a very young child.
I am also a parent of two not so young children. My oldest daughter is a freshman at Morgan State University.
Stop it.
Oh, I'm older than I look.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
My daughter is a freshman at Morgan State University, another HBCU. It's in Baltimore, Maryland. And like you said from the very beginning, that is where it starts. The education starts at home. I had a friend I graduated from high school with when our children were younger. My daughter's grandmother taught them how to write in cursive at home when they were like 3-4 years old because they no longer taught it in schools. Right. And her thought process was, you can't have a signature if you don't know how to write in cursive. So she taught my children how to write in cursive. And then my children went to go teach my friends' kids how to write in cursive, and they never said anything about it. But I've always, and that is just, it got passed along.
What a perfect
that way.
example. Yeah.
But that is something that I've always believed myself from the very beginning. The education starts at home. We cannot complain about what our children are not learning in school when we know it ourselves and we don't teach it to them either.
It's a great point.
So my children are very well versed in all things Black history, Black excellence, in all things world history, because you need to know what's going on around you to know exactly what next step you're going to take.
The context shapes the future, the context of the past.
It is so important too, because when you talk about too, like current events, like what's happening now, there's so many people that we hear this a lot. Everything's so negative, I don't even want to know. This is so negative, we hear that a lot in news because I think that people don't see the positive, even though we really try very hard to highlight it. But I think that it's so important to know what's going on.
Yeah. To be an
well-versed
educated
in the world,
consumer.
to be educated, yes,
Right.
and educated, and just know what's happening
Right.
in our country, in our world, in our community.
What's your message about, when it comes down to teaching your daughters, teaching your
You
children?
have daughters, two daughters?
Two. They're 16. Well, they're about to turn 17 and 19 next month, both of them.
About going out into the world. We were talking about this yesterday a little bit, how after May 14th, I had a conversation with Dean Lewis, who was really very, very upset in the days after the shooting. And as we all were, right? We were all severely impacted. We're going to pause for a second so that Aaron can do weather. But he was saying something that was really important in that. Hold on, let's pause. Sorry.
All right, good morning, everyone. We're looking at traffic right now, and here's a view of the 90 going eastbound, right where the 400 merges right there. You can see things are backing up. It's a slowdown. We're also going slowly on the 219 going northbound, so just some congestion. No accidents or disabled vehicles, but a slow go through that area south of Buffalo at the moment. Notice the cloud cover, a little light snow right now. We have some snow showers around, but as we zoom out, you can see some more snow showers to our west, heading into western New York. So just be prepared for today. Mostly cloudy skies, breezy, with some scattered snow showers at times. Currently, our temperature is 32 degrees, so we're sitting right at the freezing mark. Winds out of the southwest at 18 miles per hour, 29 in Jamestown, 32 in Niagara Falls. Here's your hourly forecast for today. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s, breezy with scattered snow showers, winds out of the southwest around 20 miles per hour, gusting 30 to 40 at times. Here are the projected wind gusts for today. Notice they increase a bit as we get into the afternoon hours. Hour by hour forecast. Again, a fair amount of clouds around the area today. Some snow showers popping up. A little burst of snow coming through just in time for the afternoon commute. And then tonight, some snow showers will linger. Tomorrow morning, we have clouds followed by some sunshine. And then partly sunny skies expected across the area on Friday. Additional snow for today. We're talking a trace to an inch or two of accumulation across the area. Your forecast then for this Wednesday, mostly cloudy with snow showers. It'll be breezy. Your high 35 degrees, wind southwesterly 15 to 25, gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour at times. We get into tonight. Overnight lows near 20, mostly cloudy with some scattered snow showers. And then tomorrow, temperatures will be in the mid-20s. Morning clouds give way to sunshine, partly cloudy on Friday. Look at that high, 45 degrees. Saturday, low 40s with more clouds, and temperatures actually drop during the day. Sunday, we're in the low 20s with flurries, mid-20s on Monday, back in the mid-30s on Tuesday.
Get
Everyone
me to
says,
the weekend.
right. Yeah. Enough weather, more Kent.
Yeah. Honestly, because the weather's like more snow, and I'm like,
So
It's Atlanta.
know.
seriously, what I was saying before we had to pause is that when I was talking to Dean Lewis back in the days after the shooting, he said, in explaining the difference between what white people go through and what black people go through, we were having this conversation yesterday morning on Second Cup, is that, Ed, have you ever been trailed by a white, by somebody in a store
right.
because of the color of your skin, because they think you're going to steal something? Or Ed, have you ever been in an elevator with a woman clutching her purse because of the color of your skin? And, and I said yesterday, I'm like, here's little gay Jewish Ed from Long Island, la, 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 everything's fine. But you don't realize what actually goes on if you don't experience that. So I guess my question is, knowing all of that background, what do you teach and tell your daughters about going out into the world today?
We have hard conversations. what to do if the police say anything to you. To be quite honest with you, I took my youngest daughter and some of her friends to the March on Wall Street in New York City back in August. The starting point of the march, like where the rally started before the march, was right outside the ICE headquarters in New York City. And we were hanging out at like this little deli cafe for breakfast. We were there a little early. And some of the officers started walking in our direction. I was standing outside. My daughter and her friends were sitting by me outside of the store, and they started walking in our direction. And my immediate reaction was, get behind me, because my daughter does not look like she's from America. She is 100% Black, from Buffalo, New York. I said, they're not gonna know that when they look at you, and I might have to handle this, so get behind me. And that is something sad that would be my immediate reaction, just because of how they think. But I like to teach them to understand everyone's point of view so that you know how you need to move. Whatever that move is, understand how other people think and what other people think of you. Sometimes educating them is not even worth your time, because they are doing this because they choose to, not because they don't know any better. They're actually enjoying this, and you just need to go somewhere else. But just need to understand what other people are thinking, what other people are thinking about you, how they are viewing you, so that you know what move you need to make next. But also, sometimes the education is very necessary. Yeah. Most of the time, the education is very necessary. And it will change someone's outlook if you just have the conversation.
Boy, do you hope that's the case, because it's so frustrating when you think, it doesn't matter, I'm never gonna. No, listen, we've all come up against people like that, where you're just like, it doesn't matter what anybody's gonna say, you're never gonna change this person's opinion, just move on. But you really hope that some of the conversations that you have with people, like honest, open conversations, will open people's minds. And I think there's more people open to that than not. You have to hope that, right?
As long as they are willing to listen and hear and take something back with them. So,
well, let's open our ears, open our minds. And it doesn't have to stop at February 28th. It continues on.
Year round.
Exactly. 365.
I'm Black all year.
And isn't that just the point? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We are just here. All we are doing is existing. But for some reason, that's a problem for some people. Not my problem.
Well, we're glad you're here, Kent.
Yeah.
And we're so glad that you were able to join us and tell us and teach us about your family's history and your connection to Harriet Tubman. What a monumental figure in our nation's history.
Yes.
And to have lineage linked back here to Western New York, it's so cool.
Yes. Thank you for joining us. Hey, and don't forget too, that we do have that Black History special. And I want to pull up all the information so that you have it available right now. So this is the Black History special that we're having tomorrow night. Tonight at 5:30. It's our 7 News Voices celebrating Buffalo's Black history. And you're going to hear some really awesome stories coming out of that history and culture. Just really amazing stuff as we start to round out February here.
We're glad that we could share your voice. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for Second Cup and tomorrow morning for Good Morning Buffalo. Have a great day, everyone.